Congratulate yourself on making an excellent decision because you are now tuned into the show where you learn to define success for yourself and then go out and achieve it. The show that helps you create authentic power, all while giving you a new angle, a new perspective on all things personal growth. Welcome to the Sprouting Success Podcast. My name is Remy Ellis. I am your host today and every day. Today's topic is winning the chess game of life. Now, this episode is not just for chess players. If you've never played chess, don't know the rules, don't care to learn them, have no fear, stick around because today I will be using the game of chess as a metaphor to describe a few tactics to set yourself up for winning in life. Now, I'm not a major chess player. I do know the rules, and so anyone that wants to smoke, let me know. But like I said, even if you've never played chess, this will still relate to real life, your life, and my hope is by the end of this episode, you'll have gained a little bit of insight or seen something from a different perspective. Chess is the ultimate game of strategy and adjustment. I'm hyped for this episode, and just so you know, I got so much heat coming up for this show, so many episodes. Make sure you're subscribed, follow the show, set a reminder in your phone every Thursday, whatever you got to do, because you do not want to miss out on what we have going over here on this side. So without further ado, let's get into today's topic, which is winning the chess game of life. Point number 1, strategy is necessary. Let's get a quick definition of the word strategy. A plan of action or policy designed to achieve a major or overall aim. Chess is the ultimate game of strategy. When approaching a game of chess, you need to be thinking about your plan of action, how you'll operate, and the tactics you'll deploy in order to win the game. Life is no different. We get so lost in our own day-to-day life of waking up, breakfast, work, dinner, sleep, repeat, that we forget to make a real plan of action. How will you create the life you want, and what actions do you need to take to get there? Strategy begins with organizing thoughts. Not only that, but planning out actions step by step to produce a certain outcome. To get yourself thinking the right way about strategy, I would recommend stop asking yourself what and why questions and start asking yourself how questions. Instead of what can I do, ask how can I do it? Why can't I get there becomes how can I get there, or how can I make a change? Asking a how question will get your mind thinking the right way to formulate a strategy and a plan. Because without a plan for life, it's like showing up in a foreign country or somewhere you've never been with no map, no guide, and trying to find your way around. Sounds pretty silly to me. Along this chess metaphor in creating a strategy, you need to think 2 moves ahead. You see, it's not enough just to plan your next day or your next action. You need to plan 2 steps ahead because you never know the outcome of that first move until you make it. You won't know the repercussions of that action and what follows. In chess, you move and then the opponent moves. How will their move affect your move? Well, it will affect it very much. Life moves and changes constantly, and so to set yourself up to win, think 2 steps ahead. Which brings us to point number 2. Decisions build on one another. You've probably heard the quote that goes something like, what you do today creates your tomorrow, or what you do this week sets you up for next week. Some variation of that. Okay, well, let's look at it a different way. Each decision you make sets you up for a subsequent decision, and one that follows that, and so on and so forth. Your decisions stack up like a staircase as you make them, and ultimately, I'm hoping that staircase leads you to where you want to end up. When you make a decision, decisions tend to have a compounding effect, a domino effect, if you will. And the domino effect states that when you make a change to one behavior, it will activate a chain reaction as a shift in related behaviors as well. For example, whenever you make your bed in the morning, you may do it again the next morning. Decisions build on one another. In chess, if you move a piece one turn, the very action you just took by moving that piece changes the landscape and the board for your next turn. Without that first turn, there's no need to do anything, no cause and effect you need to think of. And in life, each decision builds on one another. So make good decisions. Do an episode on making good decisions later on in the show. Point number 3. Changing circumstances require adjustments. In a game like chess and in a game like life, you will have your turns. You'll have your times where you call the shots, you're in the limelight, you get to do your little thing. However, we all know these times don't last forever, and nor should they. You will have turns, your opponents will have turns, the field changes, circumstance change, and you need to change too. I talked about this in a previous episode. Having a mindset that's fluid is the best way to set yourself up to win. Think of yourself like water in liquid form, adjusting, changing, evolving, flowing, instead of being a rigid block of ice. As circumstances change, you need to change too. Don't get too attached to any idea, thought, or plan. Yes, have a plan, but don't commit so fully to the plan that you lose sight of the need to adjust and adapt along the way. Point number 4. Yes, you heard that correctly. We have a point number 4 today because I just feel like it. Point number 4. Protect your king. In the game of chess, the game is over when one opponent traps the other person's king and takes it out. Whoever initiates a checkmate wins the game. So throughout the game, you're gunning for your opponent's king, all the while trying to keep your own out of harm's way. The game does not continue for you without a king, and so the king is top priority. When your king goes, you go. What in your life is the king piece? I think of it this way. In your life, you are the king chess piece. You must protect yourself at all costs. Your moves must be thought out. You must surround yourself with systems, perhaps other people, to protect yourself, keep you safe, keep you social. Let's recap today's topic, which is winning the chess game of life. Point number 1, strategy is necessary. Without a plan of action, your actions mean nothing. Start asking yourself how questions instead of what and why questions. Point number 2, decisions build on one another. So use compounding momentum to take advantage by making good decisions and stacking them up on top of each other. Point number 3, changing circumstances require adjustments. When it's quote-unquote your turn in life, make sure you're adapting and adjusting to changing circumstances around you, staying fluid instead of being a block of ice. And point number 4, protect your king. Accept that you are number 1 in your life, and your safety, health, well-being, goals, success, that all comes before anything and anyone else. Thank you for tuning into this episode. I'll see you next week. Until then, stay well.